TikTok is on the brink of being banned in the US, and this time, it's for real.
TikTok, the social media app many are addicted to.
Senate last night passed a bill giving the social media platform's Chinese parent company an ultimatum: sell the app or be banned in the US.
Here's everything you need to know. For the past 5 years, the US government has debated whether the platform is a national security threat or political scapegoat. Now, the decision has been made. ByteDance, TikTok's Chinese parent company, must either sell TikTok or shut down in the US. This isn't just about an app, it's about who controls digital influence, how governments regulate foreign tech, and what happens when a social media giant fuels an entire economy. Because if TikTok disappears, the impact won't just be digital, it'll be financial as well. In 2023 alone, TikTok's US revenue hit $12.3 billion, a figure bigger than the entire GDP of countries like Montenegro and Suriname combined. In just 5 years, TikTok's US revenue has grown by over 12,000%. And it's not just a social media app anymore. It supports thousands of American jobs and fuels an entire ecosystem of small businesses. Now, here's where it gets serious. If TikTok is banned in the US, $24.2 billion could disappear from the US economy, 224,000 jobs could be lost, and 7 million small businesses would lose their primary marketing tool. Despite all of this, the US government has made its decision, and if the platform is forced out, they stand to lose everything. ByteDance must either sell TikTok or shut it down. So how did we get here, and what happens next? To understand why TikTok is facing an existential crisis in the US, we have to go back in time to see how TikTok went from being an entertainment platform to now becoming a national security concern. Launched in 2016 by the Chinese company ByteDance, TikTok rapidly became the world's most downloaded app. By 2020, it had already surpassed 700 million users globally, overtaking competitors like YouTube, Instagram, and Snapchat. But what made TikTok so different? Well, its powerful AI algorithm, capable of learning user preferences at an unprecedented speed, its massive Gen Z audience, influencing everything from fashion trends to political activism, and its ability to keep users engaged for hours with a For You page that seemed eerily personal. But as TikTok's influence grew, so did concerns in Washington. Lawmakers and intelligence agencies worried that TikTok wasn't just an entertainment app, but a potential tool for surveillance and influence. And the biggest concern? Data collection. Like most social media apps, TikTok collects extensive user data. But security experts argued that TikTok's Chinese ownership made it a unique threat. Here's what TikTok collects from its users: their location information, device details and IP addresses, browsing history and in-app activity, and keystroke patterns as well as biometric data. And the big red flag? China's 2017 National Intelligence Law. This requires Chinese companies to share data with the government upon request, meaning that ByteDance could be forced to hand over TikTok's US user data. Now, TikTok denies sharing data with Beijing, but Washington wasn't convinced. By mid-2020, US intelligence agencies were publicly warning that China could use TikTok to monitor Americans, or even manipulate public opinion. And then the US government stepped in. In August of 2022, President Donald Trump issued an executive order. ByteDance has 90 days to sell TikTok, or face a complete ban in the US. Trump's national security team argued that TikTok could be used to spy on American citizens, could influence political discussions in favor of China, and could pose a major cybersecurity risk to the US government. And that kicked off one of the most chaotic business negotiations in history. At first, Microsoft was the frontrunner to buy TikTok. Microsoft entered negotiations with ByteDance to acquire TikTok's US operations. The goal? Expand Microsoft's presence in social media and prevent a full TikTok ban. It seemed like a win-win. Microsoft would get a foothold in social media, and ByteDance could avoid a total shutdown in the US. But there was a problem. ByteDance refused to sell TikTok's recommendation algorithm, which powers the For You page, the secret of TikTok's viral success. Without the algorithm, TikTok would be nothing more than a video sharing app. Microsoft backed out of the deal. Then came the Oracle-Walmart deal. They proposed a partnership, becoming TikTok's trusted technology provider, storing all US user data on Oracle servers. Walmart would handle advertising and e-commerce within TikTok, and TikTok would remain partially owned by ByteDance, but under US regulatory oversight. It looked like a deal was happening until the legal chaos began. Even after Oracle and Walmart secured preliminary approval from the Trump administration, ByteDance pushed back in court. Their legal team argued that the US government's order violated due process and that TikTok wasn't proven to be a national security threat. By 2021, when the Biden administration took office, the sale was put on ice. For a while, it seemed like TikTok had dodged the bullet. But behind the scenes, CFI US, the Committee on Foreign Investment in the United States, was still investigating ByteDance. And in 2023, the US government made a new push to force TikTok to separate from its Chinese parent company once and for all. Lawmakers introduced a bipartisan bill that forced ByteDance to sell TikTok or face an outright ban in the US. Once again, potential buyers lined up. Oracle was back in discussions, and Meta and even Elon Musk's X were rumored to be interested as well. But the same problem remained. ByteDance still refused to sell its recommendation algorithm, and without it, no US company wanted to pay full price for TikTok. That brings us to the current situation. As of February 2025, TikTok is still operational in the US, but there's a catch. TikTok is no longer available in the US App Store. New users cannot download TikTok on iOS or Android. Existing users can still access the app, but cannot receive updates. And if you delete TikTok, you cannot reinstall it. This has created an unusual situation where TikTok isn't banned, but it's not also fully functional. ByteDance is actively fighting in court to challenge the forced sale order. So now the clock is ticking. ByteDance, the US government, and potential buyers are running out of time. If TikTok is sold, it may never be the same. If TikTok is banned, millions of businesses, jobs, and creators will feel the impact. This is the biggest foreign tech sale case in US history, and it raises bigger questions about the future of technology, business, and power. Should the US ban foreign-owned apps if they pose a security risk? Will this set a precedent for future government action on big tech? And if TikTok goes away, what replaces it? These are questions that don't just impact TikTok, but the entire digital economy. So now we turn to you. Should TikTok be banned, sold, or just left alone? Do you think this is about national security or just politics? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you can never miss an episode. This is Business Insight, bringing you the latest in tech, business, and global market. See you in the next one.